Okay, welcome back. Everything's set up. We have the maps on, and it says, you follow what remains of the great road to the gates. The sun sets as you come within the sight of the walls, and by the time you have reached the gates securely shut with rusting iron, night is well advanced. You attempt to force open the gates, but they are impenetrable as they must have been 1,000 years ago. Finding the way through is a task best suited to daylight hours, so you settle down to get what sleep you can. All right, so I'm gonna just put the camera down and then show you the things that it tells me to do. All right, so one wall there, one wall there, one there, and one way back here, just to the left of the camera. Okay, 2 bushes and a fire pit. So fire pit's there. Remember, the fire pit lets you like add pierce or whatever to your attacks. The bushes are going to allow you to hide. 3 statues. Phew. 1, 2, 3. I can't remember what the statues do. And then something brand new we've never seen before. 3 mists. So 1 just here off to the left of the camera, 1 there, and 1 way over here to the right. Okay, so let's do a real quick check here. The mist. If you would suffer damage while in a space with mist, that damage is suffered face down. When you attack an enemy that is in a space with mist, you cannot convert. Okay, so that makes it harder. The statue, if you interact with it and test Might 2, you can knock it over, and it applies 4 hits and sunder to an enemy in your space. And it doesn't provoke an attack. So the thing is that's only going to be, I mean, sunder is nice because it removes their armor, but it only does 4 hits. I'm not sure how useful that is. Oh, it doesn't provoke an attack, so that means they won't get to attack back. So I guess that part's nice. Okay, so it's telling me to place the heroes where the fire is. Midnight approaches, a chill and natural fog rolls in. Slowly they resolve into countless race, moving to and fro, da-da-da. Place each hero, of course we get another weakness into our deck, and then scout 3. Of course a weakness had to come into our deck. Do you know, I had to spend time just removing these weaknesses, and now I have to add them back. And I guarantee you we're going to add the other set of weaknesses before this is over, because it's the only way they balance the difficulty. Don't like it. Starting to put this on my trade sell list. I mean, I guess some people could say, well, Jeff, what are you expecting from this game? What is it that you're hoping to achieve? I think I'm hoping to achieve having more difficult bosses. You know, make the enemy difficult to conquer. Don't do this to me. This is just whittling me down and making me frustrated. And I already don't necessarily care for the deck mechanics in the first place, because the deck mechanics are, you know, you're having to choose between your class versus having successes. I don't know. It's just how I feel. I want to... Yeah, I'm from the old school days. I used to play 3rd edition D&D. You know, where you had to pick you know, you had to be lawful good if you were a paladin. You know, so I'm not a big fan of paladins that aren't lawful good. You know, if you wanted an extra bonus to longswords, you needed to be an elf. Being a half-elf was a stupid choice because it didn't give you anything. It was actually a big weakness with 3rd edition because it made no sense. But, you know, you want to be good at using bows, be an elf, because they're good at that too. You know, you wanted to be a wizard, then, you know, you do this. If you know, the gnomes were typically good at that. And anyways, you know, the hobbits made excellent thieves. You know, it was more, I'm not as big of a fan into the just genericizing everything. But the thing with D&D is those games are only as good as your DM. It doesn't matter what kind of character you can create or anything. The DM makes or breaks the game. The DM for this makes or breaks this game. And throwing extra weaknesses into your deck doesn't make it more fun. I guess that's all I'm trying to say. What's fun is being strong enough to take on that red dragon and taking it down. That's what's fun. Or taking on a beholder. Beholders are pretty darn tough. You know, and getting strong enough that you can, you know, resist its mental, you know, effects on you and be able to sneak behind it. So the little eye, you know, because the beholders are those giant eyeballs, right? So getting behind it so the eyeball's not looking at you and then backstabbing it. Oh, do you know how glorious that is? That is a fun moment, because the moment that you triumph over that red dragon or that beholder and you take it down, that's fun. You know, getting extra weakness cards in your deck, not fun. Okay, here we go. So now we have to scout 3. Sorry, that bitching was actually intentional because I had to shuffle all the decks. All right, so here we go. We're scouting 3. This is for Aragorn. I'm going to take the wit and put these at the bottom of the deck. This is Gimli. I'm taking the might and bottom of deck for the other 2. Legolas. Take the spirit and bottom of the deck. I know some of you are like, oh, you need to be preparing those weaknesses. Screw that. There's 3 of them in the deck. Preparing one of them doesn't do anything. Okay. This is Bilbo. We're actually getting awful. We have yet to get a single success. Did you know that? I have yet to put a card on top of any of my decks. Here we go. She got one. I definitely like this one, so I'm going to give her that one. And then usual suspect the rest. We finally got one character. And the traveling song is really good. I get that. But I like the other one. Okay, so I'm hitting continue. There's an iron gate that still stands stolid against intruders into the city. Ghostly guardsmen now line the walls. So there's a threat token that we're going to put here. And a long doused campfire, but there's still shapes of skeletal bodies. So a search token there. Spy wraith woman lingers near the edge of the forest that now encroaches upon the ruin, clad in the rugged gear of a hunter or pathfinder and holding a broken arrow. She reminds you somewhat of Hanara and Halbarad. The wind threatens to blow her away like so much dust. So there's a person there. So a person there. And then there's the wraith of a knight in ancient armor, somehow appearing at once, shining and tarnished, stands at attention. When he sees you, his hand moves to rest on the pommel of his sword. All the words you might think to apply to him, friendly is surely not one of them. So there's another person token. There. To one side, the center of a crowd of flickering figures, stands a stout wraith with a gold braid strung across his shoulders. Hail, travelers, he calls, focusing on you now. You have the look of peoples from far places and well-traveled. A numinous walks a dark path, but I cannot turn them from their evil destiny if they will not listen. Can you help me? So this person, of course, is the wrong direction. The race stand out from the others, appearing more substantial and lucid. You are not sure of their intentions, but it's clear you will not be sleeping again tonight. Perhaps they will know how to get through the gates. Speak with the wraiths. That's our first objective. Okay. This one, they indicated might be a fight, so we may want to have Gimli go talk to him. This one did not, so maybe we'll have Bilbo go talk to that one. And that one we have no clue. It's like a ranger-looking person. I'll have Aragorn go talk to them. There is a search all the way in that corner, and there's a part of me that wants to move Legolas very fast to that corner. In fact, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to spend the inspiration from Legolas to move one space, and we'll go there. And then he's going to do, for his first action, a move to there, and then we're going to interact with that search token. I know we're doing the opposite of what they told us, but screw this game. I'm so angry at it. So we're going to have to test Spirit, which is not a good test for him. He only has 2 Spirit. So drawing my 2 cards, I get a complete fail, but I do have this card, Unyielding Spirit, which gives me an automatic, so I'm going to get 1 success. So you consider searching the remains, but you cannot help. He's going to suffer 2 face-down fear. And it says that so the token remains, meaning that he could search it again later, but he doesn't have good spirit, so he's the wrong guy for the job. And once again, the game fails me. Again and again and again. So at the end of his turn, he will use this resourceful to give himself an inspiration token, because he needs one of those, and before he loses the campaign. So we're going to go ahead and have Gimli go. He's going to do a move. We're going to interact with this guy. Which king do you serve? The knight challenges, thumbing his sword just free of its scabbard. The High King of Arnor? I serve no king. Or what? I don't remember enough of lore. Was there a rebellion here at some point? So if I say the High King of Arnor, that is what the city used to serve, but then was there a battle here, and then this particular wraith is on the other side? You know what? Gimli would say I would serve no king. No king, the knight scrutinizes you, and his grip on his sword does not loosen. Perhaps preferable to the wrong king, he concludes. Who are you? Why are these people outside the city? Or how can we get into the city? Note, the gate is the only way, though given time someone may knock it down. The knight rubs the mist of the beard that hangs from his dead face. Soon enough, the scion will arrive to lead us into battle. He will reward those who stand with him. Lore increases by 1. Well, that's good. Now step back. I cannot be distracted now. So he remains there, though. Did he move? Oh, you know what? I put him in the wrong place, but it doesn't matter. I was able to move there in 1 turn. So this guy is actually here, and we are there. So I can't interact with him again, but because Gimli's turn's over, but there are more choices. We can ask to join the order. stuff like that. So I gotta wait till my next turn. There's more to do, Scooby-Doo. Okay, so Bilbo will go here and interact with the Hobbit-looking one. The Orator falls just short of actually grasping your arm as you near him. It pains me to see that you have come to Numinous at such a time. You should see the Star of Honor not in the darkest days, but its brightest. You're right. The course of Numinous must change. Yeah, let's do that. Towards the assemblage again, you see, even peoples from distant parts of Middle-earth know the ailments of Numinous and all of its honor. The king who sits on the throne, he spits the word king as if it was a slur, ignores the plight of men at this age. The doom of men binds us to a cruel fate, but we friends know the rightful member of the line of Elendil to lead Arnar. If he hasn't been cast out, the wraiths must have dwelt on these grievances since the city was inhabited. Are they even capable of seeing alternatives? Gain an inspiration? Oh my gosh. Now there's all this other stuff. Bilbo's turn is over. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to have Alina come back and help Bilbo talk to this guy, because there's so many options here. So we're going to ask of the Scion, hand over where a living man's heart would be. He is one of the line of Elendil, just as the High King is, but has not had the good fortune of sitting on the throne. But the Scion heeds the words of his people. What is a king if he does not heed his kingdom? But you see, the orator says, whirling dramatically, the High King in his tower, with his seeing stone and his magic mirror, was unwilling to consider the Scion's entreaties and instead exiled him and those of us, You sense in the conviction, you suspect you will need the same conviction to survive the night. Become determined. That doesn't help me. This is, like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to ask and why I'm supposed to ask it, and I'm going to just run out of time and lose the game. Yeah, I know I need to stop my bitching. All right, then Aragorn's going to go here. Oh, by the way, Bilbo's already hidden, so Elena will do a wit check. 1, 2, 3. She passes, so she becomes hidden because of the bush. The bush helps her. And these are discarded. I will play take the Endless Melody, discard that, and then we will prepare the traveling song. And Aragorn will talk to the last one. Aragorn is going to use one of his handkerchiefs. You may deplete this item to gain an inspiration and become determined. And he also gets to perform an additional action. I gotta like that, right? So, determined. And the inspiration all help. How can we get into the city, or why are all these people outside? Somebody's outside. Okay, the guards will let you trust the allies of Arnar, though, and they are only convinced by deed, not word. Our deeds have seen us condemned forever in their eyes. Is there truly no other way? Only the lake, she says, but it will take you half a day just to reach the nearest shore that isn't inside the city walls or too sheer for boats. And that's if you move fast. So gain an inspiration. And the woman turns back to stare into the darkness, clearly having decided your conversation is over for now. Okay, so we still have 2 actions with him, And I'm going to use my other charge of the handkerchief. We're going to get another inspiration. So we're up to 3. And I still have 2 actions after this. So Aragorn's going to get through all this. You look skilled with a bow. I am, she says, but I don't use it anymore. Yes, the arrow has something to do with her history with the Scion. She looks down. She looks uncertain about whether or not to explain. Test wit or spirit 3. If you have a range item, you may convert. Okay. So his wit is 3, his spirit is only 2. So we'll do a wit 3. You know what I should have done? This one lets him do a scout 2 at the beginning of the turn. We should have done that. So anyways, here's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And it looks like I may have to spend 2 of my tokens, but he actually equipped Clever Wit. So he actually has 2 successes, and then we'll spend 1 token to get 3. So we passed the test. Yes, she says finally, the arrow reminds me of my mistakes. I followed the Scion because he had proven brave and noble. We fought side by side for Arnor in our younger days, and I stayed beside him even when his words turned dark. She motions to the other race. He and his followers know that I doubt him now, and as Arnor would never have me back, I am twice in exile. Her words carry the weight of regret, but you can do little but sympathize. Gain an inspiration. I would be careful, she added after a moment. The Scion has grown to resent the living, but if he should threaten you, I will watch your back. You befriended the scout. If you find yourself in opposition to the Scion, she will aid you. Gain 1 inspiration. So we actually gained 2. So he's up to 4. Okay, so he still has 2 actions left. Let's click on her again. We can ask another question or move on. He's no better at spirit than Legolas was, so he's not going to help with that search token. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep asking questions. So we get to do a Scout 1. And that's it. So we get to do a Scout 1. Yippee skippy. I'm going to go ahead and prepare that. Okay, and then he'll do a wit check. 1. There's 1 success. And he'll spend 1 of his tokens, and he's going to be hidden because he's in the bushes. Okay, so I probably should have used an action to move, but it's this game. I have no idea if I'm supposed to stay or go. I think the moment she said she would help me is the moment I should have stopped. Okay, I'm at the end of my turn. Shadow deepens. The sight of so many wraiths gives them a momentary pause, following their plan for an ambush. One ruffian. Okay, I'm going to just put the camera down. Okay, 1 ruffian there. 1 goblin scout with a flag I don't think we've ever used. Yep, I don't even have this banner in one of those base tokens. Okay, so 1 scout is there. And another scout. And a hunter. a Marauder. It's one of everything, folks. So the cleave is not going to be as helpful. Jeez Louise. And then a scout there. And then a orc hunter. I'm already not enjoying this. Another orc hunter. And then 3 goblin scouts. Now we're in a rally phase. Scout 2. So do I have to keep talking to these race? I mean, it says speak with the race is my objective. So what am I supposed to do? I spoke with all 3 and it's still my objective. So it means that I need to accomplish something else. Once again, I don't like this mission. I don't like the way the mission objectives are so ambiguous. It makes no sense to me. But I'm assuming that because I got that girl to join my side with Aragorn, that I got to do something similar with the other 2. So I'm going to assume that the girl with Aragorn is, you know, that's 1 out of 3 mission accomplished. So the fact that I spent 2 more actions talking to her was probably silly, but how am I supposed to know? I mean, it's not like I get any feedback telling me that. I mean, I had, you know, I guess I could have drawn a hunch from it, but then, you know, when I draw those hunches, then I turn out to be wrong, and it's just frustrating. Okay, so we do get to do a scout right now because it's the Aragorn gets 3, and he's going to go ahead and take the might, put these 2 on the bottom. Gimli gets 2. He'll take the agility, put that one on top. Legolas, he'll prepare the ill omen. Bilbo, he'll prepare the ill omen. Elena, still shuffling. By the way, when Elena started her turn, her harp would have given her a inspiration. Here we go with Elena. I'll take the wit. And then we're done. Okay. Aragorn already used his 2 charges for speaking to people tokens, so not sure it's going to get much better for him, but I'm going to go ahead and move him towards Gimli, and we're going to try to get this guy to convert. So I think we're going to ask to join the Knight's Order. It'd be a boon to have a new order dedicated to standing against the high lunacy he conceives, but what would you bring to such an order? A sharp mind, a strong arm. Show me your technique. So we need to do a Might 2 test. Okay, so his might is 3, and those are not helping. That is quite awful, in fact. But this might save us because we only need 2 to pass, and he does have Undying Might. So I'm going to play that for 1 success, and then 1 token will give us the other. And that was awful. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm going to keep the Undying Might, bring back the token. I'm determined. So I may discard this boon to discard any number of cards from the test and reveal that many additional cards. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to discard these 2. Let's draw 2 more. 1, 2. It didn't help me 1 bit. So I'm going to do the same exact outcome, and I at least got all 3 of the weakness tokens gone, I guess. All right, so we're going to pass this test. You have befriended the knight. He will vouch for you in times of trouble. See, I think that's what we need to do with all 3 of them. So Aragorn's done. He doesn't need to do anything else. So then the question becomes, where do I want to fight these jerks? So I'm going to move him 1 more space to there. Okay, so we're at least next to the statue. Okay, so now we go to these guys. We have Bilbo and what's her name, and they're both hidden. We still need to interact with the token, and then I think we need to run as far away from them as possible. So I'm going to interact with Bilbo. And so let's try this. So I think now we need to ask him about the doom of man. The doom of man is that, unlike the elves, we must die. Our ancestors in Numenor also disagreed on this. Many of them traveled further east. So lore increases by 1. Now you've heard the truth of the matter. I'm sure you must be convinced of the rightness in the matter. I'd love to hear your take on it, and as an outsider, perhaps I'll even put in a good word for you with the Scion. Suggests he's expecting you to tell him and his audience what they want to hear. Uh-oh. All right, so for the next one, help the orator stir the crowd. Debate the orator. I don't want to debate him. I think I have to help him. And we're going to test wit. He is not a human, so we don't get to add 1. We've just made all the wrong choices here, but we get to do wit, which is 4. There's 1 success there. And we actually got a good outcome here. So there's 2, 3, 4. And so we have 3 successes, and I'm going to make it 4 successes because I'm really sick of talking to these things. And let's get her done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of the reasons you heard the orator utter, and though there are scattered cheers at your words, they do not recognize you as anything more than a hanger-on. The guard claps a vambrace against his halberd, and though both are made of the same wispy immateriality of the ghost, your gesture produces a resounding clang. Quiet down, you rabble. No! I thought we were supposed to do it properly. Oh, so now it's Elena's turn. And we're going to debate the orator. So she has to test wit or wisdom, and she is a human. So, no, she's an elf. Never mind. Ah, come on. And which one's better? Her wit. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. She will spend her 1 and only token to make that 2. And she has clever wit to make it 3. That was the reason why I said that her wit was better. They're actually the same, but I knew I was going to get 1 extra success because of that. So let's come back over. 1, 2, 3. You counter the notion that mortality is anything but a gift, but because it lets men live and die free. But each turn the orator has new points to consider, some of which you may have seeded doubt among them, but they are not yet convinced. Oh my gosh. So I think I did opposite things. I think I was just supposed to do this again. All right, let's do that again. We get to test spirit, which she has a 4 of. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we only have 2 successes. She has no tokens, folks. She did spend a token, so that means Bilbo gets the other one, or the one she spent. So we get to add 2 successes to it. There we go. The crowd sends us a cheer. So we had to just get more successes. So that whole debating the orator was a wasted action. Truly you are with us with this matter. I shall tell him of your words. And so we get an inspiration. And I don't know. I mean, now that I realize that I was doing the wrong thing by trying to debate, I want my action back. And so I really want to be able to move. That was the whole reason I took the traveling song, but I'm stuck. So here's what's even worse. Look at our objective. Speak with the race. We've already spoken with all of them. Ban the knight from the order? That's so weird. So, I'm at a loss. I don't know what it is I'm supposed to do. All right, so then we have Legolas over there, who really doesn't have good spirit. If he does try to kill these guys, there's a lot of different groups there. Oh, I'm in a pickle here. That one's by itself. All 3 of these are with that banner. These 2 are with that banner, and I think he's by himself. Yes. So do we keep trying to deal with these skeletons and search, or do we go kill some guys? There's also the Iron Gate. We can try to... So you can see here, I clicked on the gate. There's actually 4 options there. Obviously, we're stepping away because nobody's even at the gate, but... Oh... I'm just going to do the search token. So it's a test spirit, which is only 2. There's 1 success because it was prepared. And of course we drew that, which is crap. So we only got 1 success again. Here we go. Either place 1 additional token on an equipped non-food item or scout 1. And there may still be more stuff to get. Well, that was not worth it. Obviously, he has to scout 1 because he has no actual items. And that's it. So he has another action. Do we keep wasting our time there? And my answer is no. I'm gonna scooch 1 over to here, and we're gonna attack the 3 because he has cleave. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I know these came in upside down, but basically he has 2 successes. Yes, so he gets to do 5 hits and cleave. Should be more than enough. So So he at least killed the big group. And he got an inspiration for that, and he will take it. And these 3 are gone. I think Gimli is still left. So we could have Gimli go back, because he has really high spirit, so he can go back and try to search that thing. Yeah, let's do it. 1, and then we'll search. Yep, so we gotta test his spirit. And we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I see 3 spirit success right there. That's really good. And yeah, he doesn't have anything else to help. So 1, 2, 3 more successes. You loot what you can find. So we just got another lore. What good is that? Okay, and then the token's gone. So he gets 1 more movement, and I'm gonna go ahead and put him here with the gate. So that way we have somebody to do the gate next turn. And so I'm gonna go ahead and hit end turn. All right, so the first one is this guy, and he's gonna move 2 to attack Gimli. Okay, might negates, and it's just 1 damage. So here's 2, 3, and there it is, and 4. Boy, it got a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, but we did negate it, so no worries there. Okay, the next one is this guy over here, this one with this banner. He's going to move 1 to attack Elena. And he will get to do that. All right, so she would have to do an agility check, and it's 3 damage. So she's going to go ahead and discard her hidden to avoid the damage. Okay, next one is this guy. Nope. Nope. Hold on. Crap, they won't let me look at the troops. They're asking me to activate a hunter that has no banner. I have no idea where he was. Oh, you know what it is? I bet it's this guy over here, because there's 2 of these, and I bet one of them's with the banner and one of them's not. All right, so he's trying to attack Legolas, so he will. Oh my gosh, 3 damage. But Legolas does get to use his agility, so that is his better skill. So there, oh my gosh, there's 2, 3, and 4. So he negated 2 of the damage. He's going to go ahead and let the 3rd one come through, and it's a fear. So keep this card face up. After you or a nearby hero suffers 1 or more fear from darkness, that hero suffers 1 additional. All right, well, good news is there's no darkness yet. Okay, so now this guy over there wants to attack Gimli, but he can't, so he's going to then attack Bilbo or Elena. I'm guessing they're going to use agility, so we'll have him attack Bilbo. So he's going to attack, and wit negates. It is 4 damage, folks. That's a lot of damage. Bilbo does get to draw 4 wit cards, but that is still a lot of damage. I'm looking at his pipe. If he doesn't block any of it, he has to do a last stand already. He's hidden. So I can just avoid the 4 damage because he's hidden. I mean, a wit check is one of his better checks, but I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid 4 damage. All right, I'm going to go ahead and discard his hidden and avoid the damage. All right, so now this next guy is attacking Bilbo. And unfortunately, it is this one, so he is going to make it. So he moves in, and he's attacking Bilbo. And this one's 2 damage, and it's just an agility check. That's not helping. That's not helping. That's not helping. Look at that. 2 damage to Bilbo. The first one. Each nearby hero flips 1 fear face up. Well, good news is nobody has one. And then this one's face down, so we're fine. Okay. Next is that one right there. That archer is also attacking Legolas. Agility check again. It is 3 damage. Here's 4 cards. He only blocked 1. And this is damage, not fear. So he blocked 1. He does have a token. He could try to block 1 more. I'll just take the 2 damage. Here's the first one. Discard. Oh, come on. That was what I was going to... I wanted to hold on to it. Oh, and now I got a 2nd damage that I could have avoided. Flip 1 damage and 1 fear face up, then discard this card. Okay, so I'm going to discard this card. The damage face up is simple. We discard inspiration. He doesn't have any more, so that flips back down. And then there's only 2 fear that's... I don't know what either of them are, so I'll just grab this one, flip it, and then it just flips face down. Okay, so he's fine. This guy wants to attack Bilbo, so he's going to do that. Might negates. Bilbo only has 2 might. There's 1. And, oh, there's the other. So he failed. He's going to take 1 damage. And unfortunately, he's already going to have to do a last stand. So it flips face down. So now we got to do a last stand for Bilbo. Really disliking this game. So I have to do a might check again. 1, 2. He does have a token, so he doesn't fail. So we pass. He actually gains that inspiration back, which is good. And he discards all of his damage. So that part's also good. Okay, the last but not least is this guy. He wants to move 2 and attack Legolas, which he can't. So now he's going to attack the closest hero. So it's either Bilbo or Elena. And I'm going to choose Elena this time. And it's a really good one because it's a spirit. And she just has to block 1. There it is. So it doesn't even matter what the other 3 cards are, which was good because she only had 1. But she does block it, and it says that if you block all the damage, he gets an inspiration. So she actually got an inspiration out of that. So that was a perfect call. Our threat goes up by 11. The Cyan is coming. The fear of it settles around you, driving the dim light of the moon and stars away. All spaces are in darkness. A murmur passes through the race around you. The Cyan approaches. You remain surrounded by wraiths, but perhaps if you can befriend them, they can help you, Befriend or banish the wraiths before the Cyan arrives. I thought I befriended all 3 of them. So I think we're okay. I think what we need to do now is just heal and kill the crap out of things. Okay, so Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas are all going to get to Scout 3. And I think we get to just kill things. I really do. It's funny we could have banished the wraiths. But I got all 3 of them on my side. So here's Aragorn. Wanderer is worthless. So I'm going to go ahead and do Gift of Men. During your turn, you may discard this skill to discard 1 fear. You know what? That's worthless. Lead the charge. I'm going to go ahead and put that one in. And then these 2 will just go in the bottom. Sorry, with all the hands in front of the camera. Now we're going to move to Gimli. I'm going to draw 3 because he's next to Legolas. When a hero tests to negate damage, they may spend 1 inspiration to convert 1, oh my gosh, 1 fate into 2 successes. That's actually really good. This one lets him heal, but he's not really damaged. And then the kinship would allow somebody to get 2 additional cards if they test. That defense instruction is pretty sweet. Getting rid of these 2 cards on my left, though, is pretty nice too. So I'm actually going to do that and then just put the success on top. With all the weaknesses we have in our deck, I can't take my chances too much anymore. All right, moving on. Legolas is going to get 3. We really need to heal, and there it is, immortality. So the other 2 were this, and we will just do usual suspects. And Bilbo, I need to shuffle. One, 2 for him. And yeah, he doesn't have any damage or fear anymore. Okay, so we got the dwarf friend. During your turn, you may remove this skill for you and another dwarf to become emboldened. I'm going to go ahead and take that. That actually, I think, is going to help him. The quick thinking is not as helpful, but I'm going to put the success on top. We got fighting coming with both of these. He and Elena are going to have to fight their way out of this. And the dwarf friend is actually going to help him because the emboldened will give him extra hits in his attack. So that part I'm looking forward to. And here's 2 for Elena. Oh, we forgot one of her skills. Dang it. This one will allow healing. Now, what's interesting is she and Bilbo have no damage right now, but I'm still going to take that one because other people do, and after the end of this round, they may end up having damage. Okay, so here's the pop quiz. Who was the first character to go into this mess? And I think it was this Marauder here. Because she has this skill that should have been discarded. When an enemy moves into your space, you discard the skill to apply 4 hits and stun the enemy. So I'm going to just do that as part of her turn. But it was supposed to happen while he was coming in. And had he been stunned, then we wouldn't have discarded a hidden, and then we would have been able to, like, Bilbo may not even have had to do a last stand. So I hope you can see the trickle effect of everything there. So I'll just resolve that now as part of her turn. And we are now onto our action phase. I think that we've already befriended the whites, so our only goal here is kill, kill, kill. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and activate Gimli there. And Gimli just has that one lonely little goblin. And, 1, 2, 3, jeez Louise, and 4. So he has 3 successes. That goblin is as good as toast. He sundered, and he probably did like 9 damage. I didn't even bother checking. It doesn't matter. It's way dead. And he does get an inspiration for that. So it's dead. Inspiration for Gimli. And we might as well just interact with the gate. Why is the gate shut? Look for another way in. Storm the gate, step away. Why don't we ask him, why is the gate shut? These are dark days, traveler. They follow a villain they call the Scion, but he is the pretender to the throne. You want to make yourself scarce, you don't want to be caught in the middle. Gain an inspiration. Well, I mean, getting the inspiration wasn't bad. Gimli needed it, so that's good. So now we're going to move to Legolas, and Legolas is going to go after this guy first. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 successes. Let's look up this Orc Hunter with that banner. So 2 successes for Legolas is 5 hits and cleave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and cleave. That's not enough. So he needs another success. He doesn't have it. That's what sucks about this. He only has 2. So that's all he can do. So I guess Aragorn's going to have to finish him off. So he's going to apply the damage. And of course it can't attack back. So now I'm going to look at the other archer dude. He's got the same amount of armor. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish this one off. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. He only had 1 success. Oh my gosh, that is awful. That's 2 hits. Good news is he doesn't need the cleave. And he does 2 hits, which was just enough. Legolas is just sucking wind. He is taking the inspiration. Legolas is. So we're going to give that to him. And that's his first and only one right now. And then at the end of his turn, he's going to do this immortality thing. And we're going to do a rest 2. He could have done a strike 2. I do admit that. But the rest 2 is what he needs to do. And he gets to get rid of 2 face down fear or damage. And so he's going to get rid of 1 face down fear, 1 face down damage. That's it. He still has a face down fear and a face up fear. So that part is done. Legolas is done. This guy is dead. You know more's coming. So, okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do the difficult crew here. So let's get this Marauder out of the way. I'm pretty sure he was the first one to come in. So she was able to do 1, 2, 3, 4 with a stun. So the good news about this is the guy is not going to attack us. So now, what's she going to do? Well, she's going to fight. So we're going to attack somebody here. We might as well, let's just do this goblin there. And so she gets to do 3 because it's a dagger attack. 1, that doesn't help. 2, and 3. So she failed miserably. Let's look up the goblin and see what we can do. So he needs 4 hits. And now I'm going to go ahead and get out her dagger. So in order to pierce, She needs 2 successes. The 2 hits is not enough. So she will spend her 2 tokens to kill that thing. Otherwise, it's going to get to attack back. So she at least killed the scout. And she gets a token back, which is good. All right, so she gets 1 token back. This scout is dead. It's 1 less thing to bother them. Okay, so there's another scout here. Or we can go after this ruffian. And I'm going to just take a quick look at them. The ruffian just has straight up 5 hit points. The scout has 4. She's going to attack the scout. All right, and so here we go. Again, it's only 3 wit. There's 1. There's 2. That's awful. And there's 3. Okay, that was helpful. And then she has the 1 token she's going to spend to make that 2 successes. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get that token back after I kill him. Pierce, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so she's going to get her token back. All right, so we killed another goblin scout. So this one is dead. Down to 2 guys. Okay, it's Bilbo's turn. First thing he's going to do is attack the ruffian. So he gets to draw 4. So there's 1 success, we know for sure. Oh, he's got 2, 3, and 4. So he drew 2 crappy cards, 2 good ones. He is doing this first, of course. Remove this skill from the adventure, and he becomes emboldened. For you and another dwarf. Doesn't say you have to be in the same space. So he and Gimli are both emboldened, I guess. The unfortunate part is I took these turns in the wrong order, and Gimli would have lost his emboldened because he has no nearby enemies. But emboldened is when you attack, add 2 hits. That's the important reason why I did that. So it's 2 successes. 2 successes is enough for 4 hits and a pierce. That's not enough to kill it, and you're going to find out in a second. So pierce isn't going to do anything, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4 is not enough, but because he's emboldened, he gets to add 2 more, and that's enough to finish off the ruffian. And he gets an inspiration, and he'll take it. Okay, so that's 1 test, and 1 monster down. I'm going to go ahead and kill the other one now. And even though he's stunned, I still want to eliminate him. So I'm going to go ahead and attack him. And so again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's a complete whiff. But I can add 2 tokens to this to get the pierce and 4 damage from his dagger. So I'm going to do that. When used to attack, if there is a nearby orc or goblin, reveal 1 additional card. So I actually get to reveal 1 more. It doesn't do any good. So that was an awful reveal there. However, he's not going to get to attack back. The good news is it's pierce, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and actually we get to do 2 more damage because he's emboldened. So we actually did annihilate him too. So we're going to get 1 of those inspiration back, and we eliminated yet another guy from the map, which is good. Okay, he loses his emboldened because he's no longer near an enemy, but it did its job. Okay, now we have Aragorn left, and Aragorn might as well go kill this guy. So we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, just 3. He has 1 success. 1 success for this would be 3 hits. he's going to go ahead and play this for a strike 3, and that would make it 6 hits. Alright, so he killed the hunter. He's going to give the inspiration to Legolas. And hunter's gone. And then for his second move, he's going to move back with Legolas. Alright, so there's only one monster on the board now, which is good. Keep thinking, I forgot something. Oh yeah. Elena and Bilbo need to go hidden. So this is Elena who failed. Look how awful that is. So she failed to hide. And then Bilbo, there's 1. There's 2. Bilbo is hidden again. So between the two, I guess he is the better of the two to have hidden. And now we're going to go end our turn and see what happens. So end turn. Someone wants to move to attack Aragorn. He can't. So he's going to attack the closest hero. And we're going to have him attack Bilbo because he has hidden. And it's agility negates. It's 3 damage. Do I want to discard the hidden already? And my answer is yes. So I'm going to go ahead and discard the hidden, so he takes no damage at all. Alright, so now, because there's darkness everywhere, every hero suffers 2 fear. Spirit negates. Bilbo will use his torch, so he and Elena are fine, although she probably would have passed anyways. Here's Aragorn, failed. He could spend 2 tokens to avoid 2 fear. He'll just take the 2 fear. First one is deplete another hero's item without resolving its effect. So he will deplete Gimli's helmet. And then this one, each nearby hero flips 1 damage face up, then flip this face down. Nobody has damage, so they're fine. Now, we do have this, though. After you or a nearby hero suffers 1 or more fear from darkness, that hero suffers an additional fear. So that does impact him. So he actually has 3 fear. Gimli is going to do his spirit check. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he passes. So nothing for Gimli. So now we move to Legolas. He has this situation, and so he's going to spend 1 token to remove 1 of those fear, but he's still going to suffer 2 fear because he's the one that has that stupid troubled thing. So if there's a nearby hero, discard 1 prepared card. And then this one, keep this face up. At the end of your turn, suffer 1 fear. When you test wisdom or wit, gets to add 1 extra success. Okay, so he has to discard a prepared card, which is just this. So no big deal. Okay, now we go to Bilbo. No, they're done. So that's it. So threats going up by 11. The rattle of armored footfalls echoes in the dark. Between each step comes the creak and snap of old dry bone forced into motion by unnatural means. A wight steps to the edge of your firelight wearing a helm that is adorned with a prince's crown. A broken arrow protrudes from the helm. The living are not welcome in my city, the scion says. Death reigns there now, and the dead are my subjects. There is nothing for you. So Arnor faces a dangerous enemy, or who are you? What enemy? The wight's gaze bores onto you, the cold glow of his eyes piercing. Ah, there is only one thing in Numinous the living world desire any longer. Natalier. It is called the Mirror of the Spirits, and it, like everything that belonged to the kings of Arnor, belongs to me. The white closes a skeletal fist against the rusted breastplate of his armor. I was a royal bloodline of the Arnor, but denied the throne and life because I rejected the despised gift of men. His bones rattle as he spreads his arms wide, but being denied that gift has made me the king of Arnor for far longer than any other. So what gift can mortality truly be? Majesty, says the orator approaching, I have spoken with these travelers at length, and they hold in them a belief in your cause greater than many of your most loyal subjects. Perhaps they can be allies after all. Sion looks at you again, reassessing you, searching the sign for treachery. Is that so? Then help me finally overcome that gate. He points the sword to the gate, to a numinous, still resolutely closed and guarded by Race. The Sion's sinister bearing is unsettling, and his words carry the echo of a dark lord, but could an alliance with him be your only way in? We will help you. Sure. Then we march. Sion marks towards the gates and advances them. Several of the guards fall back, only to find bodies to inhabit, and they return to their positions as whites. Spawn 2 whites is indicated. These are the gate guards. If you overcome them, the Sion will help you open the gate and enter a numinous. Of course, more stuff is going to spawn. It's never just that simple. Okay, 1 second. I got to grab the 2 whites. 2 whites there. And then 2 ruffians are spawning here. Okay, the whites get this. And the ruffians. Why can't I find the right banner? Okay, finally found it. It's one we've never used before. That's not a good sign. Okay. 2 more ruffians. Also a banner we've never used before. The orator is no fighter, but with allies brought to his king's side, he has served his purpose and he fades into the night. So we discard this token. The knight raises his sword high. My blade is yours, my king. He charges to engage the race guarding the gate and is lost in an eerily glowing melee. He calls out to you, to me, my cohorts, let us burn them in the name. All heroes become emboldened. Then he's gone. Okay, so one thing at a time here. Let's get rid of this. And then everybody's emboldened, which doesn't go away until the end of the turn. So that's good. I'm just going to put emboldened here and not, put it with each hero unless they somehow still keep it at the end of the turn. Okay. As the Sion emerges from the fog, the scout at the edge of the camp gazes sadly at his decayed form, then drifts into the darkness and vanishes. I thought I got this scout to help me. Though you may be allying with the Sion for noble reasons, in order to prevent discomfort, the Sion's doctrine nags at you. We all suffer 3 face-down fear, spirit negate. I had this thing was... I'm really upset now. This was the first of the 3 that said they was going to help me. Because we talked about the bow and all that stuff. I'm not... I'm quite upset. Okay, so this is Aragorn trying to block 3 face-down fear. 3 more fear... is going to be, it would cause him to to have to do a last stand. So he's going to play 1 and only get 2. Here's the first one. Flips face down. Here's the second one. Okay, there's no damage, so he doesn't have to worry about that. So he's up to 5 fear. His limit is normally 5, but his cloak makes it 6. That's the reason why he's okay. Gimli is going to draw 4. And these are the 4 he drew, which are awful. Okay, so he's going to possibly take 3 fear. So he's going to play his guard 3 to prevent it all. And then he actually gets a inspiration token for that because he's near Aragorn. So inspiration token for Gimli. Now we go to Legolas, who only has 2 spirit, and he's in trouble in the fear department. And so he's got this situation. He blocked 1. He will block the other, but he's still going to get the 3rd. And he already has 4. And this becomes 5. His limit actually is 6. So I guess, that part's good. So now we move to Bilbo. He gets to draw 3 to block 3. And he actually blocks 2. And fear is not a problem for Bilbo. His tolerance is 7. And I think his cloak even gives him another one. Nope, it's still 7. If you're in a space with darkness, suffer 1 fear. Okay, so he is. So he's going to have to get another one. And so he's got 2 fear. All right, and then Elena, who needs to get over there and start healing these guys, she gets to draw 4 cards. And she blocked 2 of the fear. She does have an inspiration token, so she will spend it to block it all. And then she will get it back at the start of her turn. So unless there's another test, I'm going to just leave it with her. The threat token here is discarded. Okay, Sion's intent and entering. You've gained the trust of his followers and have agreed to help him defeat the gate guards. All right, well, I'm going to just focus myopically on our objective here. And let's see how bad these gate guards are. Well, first of all, we're going to scout 2. I forgot about that. And then we're going to have our action phase. But we got 8. They have armor and that. So they're going to be quite tough. Because the only person who has the ability to punch through that is Elena, and she's on the other end of the map. And that skill has never come up yet. That's the other thing. All right, so I'm shuffling Aragorn stuff. Okay, so I think all we have to do is defeat the whites. So there's a part of me that's just like, I'm going to just myopically focus on that. And Elena is so far away, she's going to have to use both of her actions just to even get to somebody to heal them. Granted, her song can be played and after she's done both of her actions, so that part's not a problem. Okay, so Aragorn's going to scout 3. And we got this situation. So here, the Gift of Men might actually be helpful. During your turn, you may discard this skill to discard 1 fear. I like it, and so I'm going to take it. And then the other 2 will go to the bottom. All right, so Gimli's next. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so he drew really well. This is still a very attractive one. That actually is as well. We're not going to be interacting, but the rest two, actually he has no need to rest. So which of these is better? When you test to negate, you get to add a success. When a hero, any hero, and it doesn't even have to be next to you. I'm going to go ahead and do this one, defense instruction, because that'll actually even help Bilbo and them. And then usual suspect the rest. Okay, Legolas gets to take 3. Shuffling. With them all being emboldened, they're all going to get to do 2 extra hits. So that part's good. So 1, 2, 3 for Legolas. Here's our situation. Keen Eyes lets him attack 1 additional space away and also do a strike 2. I'm going to go ahead and prepare that one. The strike 2 is pretty good. And then, of course, usual suspect the rest. Bilbo. He used his entire deck last turn. He has 1 of his weaknesses prepared, so that means he experienced 2 of them. He did quite well last turn. He has no damage. Does have 2 fear. He's going to play the long stem pipe. So he's going to use his long stem pipe, and if you don't remember what it does, it's going to let him scout an extra card, so he's going to get 3 cards instead of 2, and he gets to get rid of his 2 face down fear. Bilbo is like never going to have to deal with fear. So we do that, and then these are the 3 he drew. The Tookish part, you may discard Hidden to gain an inspiration and discard this skill instead. He doesn't even have Hidden anymore. I'm going to go ahead and prepare the weakness and put the other 2 on top. And last but not least is Elena, who needs to get out of dodge. Now, this mist, by the way, causes stuff to happen. We've yet to do a battle with anybody who's in mist. This is going to be the first time. So we're going to have to refresh our memory on what the heck mist does. And I'm finding it. Here we go. If you would suffer damage while in the space of mist, it's face down. When you attack an enemy that's in that, you can never convert. Okay? So that's the issue with Gimli being in the space with the whites. All right, so these are the 2 for Elena. This Lay of Twilight will heal. The Child of Lune helps if enemies move into her space. So this is tough because the healing is obviously very welcome. But she already has one, so I'm going to take the Lune and just not forget to use it this time, because it does stun an enemy if they ever target her. And it's our turn. Okay, so the mist is going to prevent us from converting anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Aragorn and use his Well Provisioned. So he may discard the skill for him and a nearby hero to scout 2. So he's going to scout 2, and see, this is awful. So we can get rid of this, and if you do not reveal any of these successes, you may discard them to convert. But obviously you can't do that in the mist. So he'll go ahead and prepare it anyways, but this one's going to go to the bottom. And he basically, he's in a pickle because he has no actual successes on top of his deck. The other one he's going to pick is going to be Gimli. He already has 1 on top, but we at least get to see the next one, and it's excellent. So Gimli's going to just leave them be. We know he has 2 successes right on top. Okay, so I can charge in with Aragorn and attack these whites with no ability to convert. Remember that. Legolas can attack and doesn't and is allowed to convert, but Legolas has 0 tokens. This is an awful situation for us. The inability to convert is bad. So first thing he's going to do is we're going to discard this Gift of Men and get rid of one of these. And it's random. You don't get to look at which one. So that's done. We're going to do it. So Aragorn's going to move in. That's one of his actions. And the second one is he's going to attack. So we only get to draw 3. And there's an awesome start. There's 1 success. That's good. Oh my gosh. He drew both of his weaknesses. So we got 1 success. We're not allowed to convert or do anything with it. So 1 success for him is just 3 hits. That's not even going to get through their armor. Now he is emboldened, so he gets to add 2 hits. So it's actually 5. And then he has this, lead the charge. So he can make it 7, or he may discard the skill to gain an inspiration, and the nearby hero also gets to attack. That's the interesting one. So I'm going to make it 5 hits and then do this. So we're going to get the inspiration for Aragorn, and we'll apply the 5 hits and then let a nearby hero attack. And it's either going to be Gimli or Aragorn. I need to figure that out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was 1 damage. That was it. It's awful, folks. Nothing I can do about it. And so we're going to apply those 5 hits. And yeah, it's going to get to attack back. So he's going to have to do a spirit check, which is awful because he only has 2. And after this attack, he has to discard that inspiration he just got. So it's 2 and 3. Very, very bad. And there's the successes we were looking for. So he's able to block 2 of them. So I'm going to take the 2 damage because he has no damage. And so, well, hold on. So the defense instruction would have allowed him to convert a fate into 2 successes, but he didn't get any fate. I don't think he wants to, yeah, we're fine. Okay, so here's the first one. Flip face down, discard all of your boons. Oh, come on. That is just ridiculous. And then he gets his fear back. Flip one of them face up. So, you know, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, we'll just grab this one. Deplete another, it's that one again. Well, it's easy enough because we can get rid of the armor. So the boon that he has to get rid of is, first of all, he had hidden. So, oh, when you attack, you may discard this boon to add 1 hit. I would have done that. I'm sorry. I know you're disagreeing with me there, but I would have done that. But the thing is he no longer has emboldened for his, well, actually his turn's over anyways, so that part's not an issue. All right, so I just applied 1 more hit to that white and not letting it attack. Okay, so we played that skill that lets somebody else attack. The problem with Gimli is he can't do conversions. So I'm going to let Legolas go because he can convert even though he doesn't have any tokens. So here we go. Here's 1 success. Here's another success, 3 and 4. So he got 2 successes, which is something. And he's emboldened, don't forget that. So let's go check this out. Because he has 2 successes, he gets to do cleave, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? His emboldened lets him add 2 more. And then he can discard this keen eyes to add a strike 2. I know that was blurry, but it adds strike 2. So we're going to do that, and now it's down to just a pittance. And the cleave is what did it. And the enemy cannot even attack him because he's Legolas. All right, so this is our key to winning, is Legolas. He's going to get these whites, and he's going to get them good. So now, do we activate Legolas? Do we activate Gimli? Is there a way to get Elena over to Legolas? There's a lot of good questions here. And I think I'm going to try to activate Gimli, because he's actually on the space with the whites. They are pretty low, so we're going to attack. So here we go. Here's 1. There's 2. We know we got 2 successes. There's 3, which is awful. And there's 4. And remember, he's not allowed to convert. So I'm going to do this, because that's an automatic success. So we now have 3 successes. And I'm going to play Kinship, which lets him draw 2 more. So we're going to draw another one, and we have 4 successes, and we have 5, which is actually more than we need now. Oh, you know what? We only needed 3. I'm sorry. We only needed 3. We had 3. I was thinking of his level 3 axe. Remember we looked at that? That level 3 axe could use more than 3 successes. Just as a reminder, there's only 3. Oh, no, there's 4. Okay, there's 4 here. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we got 4 successes. Okay, so why do that? I don't know. I mean, this might be overkill, but I'm gonna kill the crap out of this thing. So this is 9, 10, 11 hits. And with his emboldened, that'll be 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I needed all 13, folks. So there we go. The emboldened really helped him. So he's going to gain an inspiration. He actually is at his max. Oh, nearby hero. Legolas gets it. Yes. Legolas gets it. So you fell the last of the gate's undead defenders. Race following the Scion surge toward the gate, and the great structure starts to quiver. At last we shall enter. The Scion rasped from behind you. The long-closed gate gives in to the onslaught of Race, and as soon as it sags open, I once coveted the mirror spirit, says the Scion, but now I don't need it to command the dead. I will not stop you in searching for it, but do not linger in there long. The heroes win. You have allied yourselves with Scion and have gained access to a numinous without alerting Adarin to your plans. Our lore goes up by 3, and every hero gets 4 experience. Well done. There's apparently a chapter 10. It's going to be a journey map. Losing this adventure will end the campaign. Well, I guess our campaign's going to be over soon. Let's go to the campfire. What items? The daggers are going to upgrade and everything else is not. I am still so angry about that. These 2 items, we're going to get some upgrades, but man, oh man, All right, so the Gondolin dagger is going to upgrade to 1 of 3 things. The Eredluin is going to... So basically, those 3 items got to get split between those 2. Then in the group, the handkerchief is going to become a Forget-Me-Never, and the helmet becomes a Fire Scale. Okay, so let's get out some items and check that out. We still have 1 more mission. I have to actually quit for a while, so if I understood it correctly, it said if we lose this mission, we lose the campaign. However, it doesn't say that if we win this mission, that it's the last mission of the campaign. You see what I mean? So I think there's still 1 more mission left after this. I'm going to assume that the very last mission of the campaign is going to be a battle map like this. Okay, so the Forget-Me-Never is the Heirloom Handkerchief upgrade. While there are no nearby heroes, increase your spirit by 1. After you interact with a person, you may deplete it, and it still comes with just 2 charges. So it's not that huge of an upgrade, but the spirit thing goes up by 1 if he's by himself. So I was hoping for more charges, because that's actually quite a powerful item. Next is the scale helmet instead of the dwarf helmet. So let's see if I can find that. All right, so the old helmet had 4 charges, and I don't think we've ever even used it. No, Gimli just never takes damage. Here we go. Here's the fire scale. Increase your damage limit by 1. If you would ever suffer any amount of damage, deplete it. You may deplete this item to suffer it face down instead, and then you see there it's 4. I'm actually going to move this over to Bilbo. So Bilbo or Elena, one of the two, and we'll give it to Bilbo. So the only thing that it really did is it increased the damage limit by 1, which for Bilbo is a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and Gimli never used it, so that's the fire scale. So now we got to go look at the 3 daggers. So let me grab the right deck for that. And now I need to find them. Okay, I found them. All right, so here's the 3. Let's grab Bilbo's dagger first. Gondolin dagger. So here you can see he gets to draw an additional card. He gets pierce with 6 hits. Okay? So here's the 3 new ones. So obviously there's a lot more successes involved. This one adds smite, which is good against the whites. Okay, so the one on the left, when you test, that's the one that gives you an extra card. The one in the middle, after you defeat them, a hero in your space may discard a fear, and that's the one, of course, with smite. And the one on the right, decrease your limits by 1. That's not good, the one on the right. So that means your damage and your fear threshold goes down by 1. That's not good for Bilbo at all. Oh, here it is, look. You get range, look at that. You no longer have to be in the same space. That is interesting. So now you can attack from 1 space away. That's very interesting. So Elena could use that, etc., etc. Okay, well, I think Bilbo's going to take the Widow's Warning. I did like that extra card. And it does 9 damage if he can get all the successes in. What's her name? Elena does not have that ability to get all 4 successes unless some miracle happens, because she only draws 3 cards. Okay, Widow's Warning for Bilbo. And it's going to be the Shadebreaker for Elena. We're not going to mess around with this range attack 1. I don't like the reduction of... Because these enemies just pop up anywhere. It's not like you get to control where they come up. If I could control them, then I would do that. But that's not the case with this. So I don't know what I did with my pile of cards. But, okay, so for Bilbo, he took the Widow's Warning. And Elena's taking Shadebreaker. So we get some level 3 stuff before this game ends. I'm at 55 lore. I still need 70 lore to upgrade. I need 71 to get to the level 3 battle axe, and I'm at 55. So I'm never sure I'm even going to get to the level 3 battle axe. Unless this campaign goes way longer than it currently does. All right, I'm exhausted. I'm tired of talking, so I need to take a break. So thank you for watching. Stay awesome. And we won. So I think, okay, so here's the lesson, the moral lesson I have to take away. I whined and complained about those last 2 missions, and I still will if I think about them again. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm still moving forward with the game. The game has not punished, well, it has punished me because I'm drawing extra I have extra of those wasted cards in my deck. That actually hurts a lot, to be quite honest. I'm still okay. You know, I'm still moving forward. But here's the thing. I wanted to upgrade all my equipment. And if my failing is the reason why I didn't get extra lore, like let's say I would have gotten 4 lore for killing a troll and I would have gotten 4 more lore for winning that other mission. That's 8 lore added to my 55. Now I'm in the 60s. You see what I mean? I'm a lot closer to upgrading all my equipment. And I really feel like there's a punishment of not being able to do that for simply failing a few missions. And I don't know what the right fairness is there, but I definitely don't like it. Let's just put it that way. Okay, anyways, thanks for watching. Stay awesome.